Right, guys, welcome to consistent updates, tactical analysis that I see on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Obviously, like we always do every day, yeah, bro. The best in terms of tactical analysis and post-match analysis, pre-match analysis, everything about a game of football on the field, off the field, consistently. And yeah, the bro has on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, and yeah, obviously a third broadcast, but then a big one. In terms of your conversation, everything about Chelsea Football Club and of course Barcelona and all the other clubs now. So you do weekend this side, and obviously we talk about some of the most important things also throughout the week with respect to teams now. But Chelsea but won a match in China over the Bank of America Stadium, and obviously against Brighton and Hove Albion. And Marianfi said about a week ago in a Chelsea and Brighton and Hove Albion, a boy in the FA Cup, and Brighton they shared Chelsea by 2-1. Fabian Hessler, the manager of Brighton and Hove Albion, said they are a quality side. Don't beat me, including Chelsea, and then they are looking at beating Chelsea again twice in just 1 week. Enzo Maresca in there in the pre-match press conference, and a lot of really interesting things appeared at Enzo Maresca pre-match press conference. You made it come up on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And again, guys, I want to subscribe to channel now. Send me entry to subscribe to channel, nothing your notification. Make sure the notification turn on, nobody choose all. Send about anything their content about drop or have you. I know you're first to have it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'm Renfi. Say hi, you're the best of desert analysis. And thank you to everybody who choose here. I will subscribe to you. Now they be our share link for you. Once again, very big thank you to all of you. Send about come on. And that's a really interesting one over there for Chelsea Football Club. And then a lot of the teams of English Premier League in a meeting for Premier League profit and sustainability rules. The last time the catcher said it's a huge thing for the January transfer window, and a lot of the teams said they will stay within the rules. According to the Telegraph, any Daily Mail, what they are reporting is that Man United, Newcastle, Aston Villa have been dealt a major blow in Premier League's profit and sustainability rules remain in place for a further year amid outcome of legal challenge from Manchester City. Of course, and Todd Bhoely in Baghdad PMO to represent Chelsea for the Premier League profit and sustainability rules. And say everything was good. Our Chelsea books in BBI fine. Todd Bhoely Mutayma no more Tonko Gallagher, no more for Somberton and Trevor Chalobah, and all of those Chelsea Academy players. It was purely for financial reasons. It was purely because they needed to balance the books, and that's exactly what they have been able to do as it stands now. And it's very good news for Chelsea Football Club as it stands now. Players now, anyhow they are going to run the club now. Anything be about since come I very restrict from buying players. Next summer, Chelsea don't need to sell academy players to be able to buy players. There be as it stands now. Now they can go and attack the market with some quality experienced players on board, then they can bring them to Cobham and then come and compete with our team now. Man, one of these players, a friend Dean Hodgson, my boy, we want some match or a centre back with team friend AFC Bournemouth. Andoni Areola, Bournemouth team has been very intense. One of the most intense teams in English Premier League. Press, counter press, aggression with the ball. And again, as a centre back, Dean Hodgson, I bought a romping to a good Italian football education. What bought Italy, but in fact, we grew up and the early stages of the footballing career was in Spain. It was the Italian football, the Spanish football education, and also playing under a backs manager in England where he needed the physicality and then the combativeness as centre back. Although he's technically very good now, he has also very much come in hand. And Brantiam, your friend Dean Hodgson, has had that in how he does his things. Our team, my friend AFC Bournemouth, now Chelsea Air Channel as a defensive leader, tactical leader, technical leader, and also a physical and combative player. Our children for Abrantia, for team, my friend Chelsea Football Club, and Dean Hodgson, Eddie, very important over there for Chelsea Football Club. Of course, strikers are very important. Said Chelsea, it be in the summer, and then Enzo Maresca by now, Odin Como, he spoke about Chelsea projects not spoke about, a lot of things that fans say they won't come up. I've said it several times. A lot of the Chelsea fans, sometimes they're a little bit impatient. Sometimes they're a little bit in a hurry to just go over it. But for me, I've said several times that Enzo Maresca is the man to check Chelsea forward. And then he was in his pre-match press conference with Nkomo about his preparation towards Brighton and Hove Albion, with Nkomo about the players that are available. One of the things in terms of players that are available, the players that are available, the first name of both say Abrantia Fen Westy and Fofana. Now, I say Abrantia Fen Westy Fofana are back in team training. In the last 2 weeks, Westy has been training, and I am very confident. He said in just about 2 or 3 weeks, Westy will get to match fitness and is going to be in. Also, there, he is very, very happy. So, being Abrantia Fen Westy Fofana. So, the conversation around Westy Fofana was that Enzo Maresca and the Chelsea team said he is not going to return until the end of the season. And Westy Fofana could grant an interview with Nenafophobia on Instagram where he said, according to him, when he said in about just a few weeks, somewhere by the end of February there, he's going to be back playing football, being sad time no this and common Enzo Maresca and of course we know what happened in the January transfer window. Chelsea Coco pair centre forward Kofa Chaloba buy into the team again, looking for centre backs, and one send baby. Everybody also agrees to say the absence of Westy Fofana has coincided with Chelsea's inability to defend leads. A lot of the times, since the time Abrantia Westy Enya signed, Chelsea to me take a lead. Now injuries baby. Now he has always been the aggressive centre back from the days at Saint Etienne, and he does that job very well. Now a lot of people have even argued, said Westy Fofana and the Abrantia friend Levi Cole are a very good centre back. So back there, then it's going to help Chelsea. It's going to help Abrantia. Your friend Westy Fofana as well. Now it's in all of that conversation and at Enzo Maresca and Neka and Abrantia friend Westy Fofana back into the team, and he is very happy. Say Obiana back into the team now. But say Abrantia friend Westy Fofana back consistently because Westy is very, very important for him, and he's going to have him playing. And this is exactly what Enzo Maresca also Westy Fofana started with us a few days ago. He needs 2 or 3 weeks. It's a good feeling that he's back with us. Like exactly what we are saying. And good news for Chelsea. And it's a Westy Fofana back training with Chelsea Football Club. But not so good news. And he said still Romeo Lavia back out of the squad. Romobisa about Romeo Lavia and what Enzo Maresca did say. And he said Maresca said Lavia would return after the international break, just like Jackson. What Lavia said, Enzo Maresca said about Nicholas Jackson was clear. So sometimes we complain about players that when they do not play, you realize how important they are. Jackson didn't play against Brighton, and everyone was thinking it's difficult without a 9 over there. Like things I've said it over here. So most of the times we talk about Nicholas Jackson, we talk about how the issues he brings to teams and it's uncommon. But in days where Nicholas Jackson have not played, you get to understand and give credit to the fact that Nicholas Jackson is truly an important player for Chelsea Football Club. And almost every time you would want to make sure say he comes in and then does some very, very good job over there for Chelsea Football Club. I'll wait to see if when Abrantia friend Nicholas Jackson is going to return. And they say at the end of the international break, somewhere in March there, Abrantia friend Nicholas Jackson is going to be back. And Maresca's international break now in the month of March, and he's not going to be there. Maresca went on to compare Christopher and Kuku to Nicholas Jackson and then their influence in games on the ball, off the ball. And I've personally spoken about it. So I'll share the kind of job Nicholas Jackson does. I'll share how he influences games in terms of an outlet to hold up the ball, somebody that really drops in between the lines, or a little bit of a nuisance to center backs, any idea. Nicholas is really, really important, very, very important. The line of work now at Chelsea Football Club, but really in recent times, because the goals aren't coming in, that's the irony with Chelsea. So Nicholas Jackson, the conversation is that Chelsea created chances, but only to me share. But when Nicholas Jackson is out of the team, now the conversation is that Chelsea don't even create the chances at all. And that is the problem. You would want and hope that Chelsea will create some more chances. And of course, you get somebody to bury those chances. And after saying Enzo Maresca compared Nicolas Jackson with Christopher Nkunku. No? Now there were lots of conversations also about centre forwards. Chelsea air targeting in the summer, and that's what Enzo Maresca said about Nicolas Jackson. See, on Jackson and Nkunku, they are different on and off the ball. We know exactly how good Nico is on and off the ball. Christo is completely different on and off the ball. Like I've said several times, Christo any the kind of guy that's able to rough up with centre backs. The best you will get from Christopher Nkunku is that you have him playing behind an actual centre forward who does that job for him to pick up those second balls. He's more like an Umar Mamouche for Frankfurt and Manchester City. That's how best you get the best out of Abrantia, your friend Christopher Nkunku and Nicolas Jackson. Not so much of a good news on the part of Nicolas Jackson, but on the part of Wesley Fofana, it's a good news because in the next about 1 to 2 weeks now, we are expecting Sir Wesley back in Chelsea blue, and he's going to be playing consistently. You expect to say, or there are a lot of calmness about Chelsea at Shoreham, or there are a lot of patience about Chelsea at Shoreham, and he's really going to help dominate play for Chelsea Football Club when he returns to the team, and that's exactly what's the coach, your friend Enzo Maresca, Enzo Maresca can be, of course, before CBD San come on, we will talk about what Enzo Maresca said about striker targets at Chelsea Shoreham and how he's going to bring in new players in the summer and the kind of players that also share. We'll talk about all of those things, which is really important over there. Of course, and then I make with the injury of Nicolas Jackson and the fact that Nkunku cannot play as a centre forward, it would have been an absolute wonderful opportunity for our branch friend McGill to play as centre forward. But sometimes life do happens. I think that McGill would have been important because also the underlining metric and in the data I had down as a centre forward. So they don't compare other Chelsea centre forwards and the Chelsea attackers with team. What is clear and it's McGill goals per 90 all competitions. So where goals per 90 essentially is about the number of minutes he has scored divided by the number of goals. The number of minutes he has had divided by the goals that he has scored. The more time that the player gets, you expect that he score more goals over there. That's what we call a goal per 90. And we'll compare the other players now. McGill more goals per 90 than Nicolas Jackson, than Christopher Nkunku, than Cole Palmer, than Joao Felix, and all of the Chelsea attackers over there. He has more goals per 90 than the Chelsea attackers, and this would have been such a huge opportune time for our brand here friend McGill to take over the reins at Chelsea centre forward now. But I mean, sometimes, like I said, life does happen and things don't go according to plan. In terms of striker options, Enzo Maresca did come up. Enzo Maresca spoke about Chelsea centre forward, and of course, because Ben Sweat didn't come in there, Benjamin Sesko over there. So back last summer, he signed a contract extension with Arsenal Football Club. He signed a contract extension with Mikel Arteta team, and the plan for Benjamin Sesko, he said he is going to stay on at Arsenal at RB Leipzig, for the foreseeable future. I'm not signing his contract extension, and also Chelsea have been keen on him. And in the past 2 weeks, Chelsea have been monitoring our branch friend Benjamin Sesko. I have a lot of people who I talk to, so I'm gonna share the data of Benjamin Sesko. I'm gonna see if he or a little bit erratic, and the player a little bit erratic, Sana. You can't really trust him in terms of the turnovers of goals. Into Chelsea maybe should drag their feet a little bit on a branch here. Your friend Benjamin Sesko, but Arsenal for are leading the race on him over there now. In respect to proper number 9, this is what Enzo Maresca said. I say when you don't have a proper number 9, you probably need to use a different kind of 9. But also you have to change a little bit the way you want to play. You cannot be direct. You need more linking because you don't have the threat in behind. But we are going to find a solution. Talking about the fact that Enzo Maresca, Nicolas Jackson, absent and he is not going to play against Brighton and Hove Albion. What Enzo Maresca is saying is that he doesn't have a proper number 9. Won't share any out and out number 9, but he will find an option. He will find ways to find solutions for Chelsea Football Club, and it's going to work out for him over there. Still, Chelsea 4 have put a brand friend Christopher Nkunku on a possible transfer. Chelsea are looking for around 65 million for Nkunku. The club expect the sum to be paid in full rather than in part payments, including the add-ons over there. Away from Benjamin Sesko, the other striker Chelsea Liam Delap. And Liam Delap, because of the Premier League experience, international teams to be brave, fancy a branch of Liam Delap, and or very bullish, very aggressive, running channels near, and he doesn't care the kind of center forward on any but includes Chelsea and Manchester United. There is an exception that if he continues to perform at or above his levels this season, he will join one of these top Premier League clubs. Obviously, the likes of Jonathan Davis, Munyao Honham, and these are players that are possibly going to come in and then join other clubs in the summer. And Chelsea are really looking at players with Liam Delap, and in terms of the quality and what Liam Delap brings now. Once he gets into the Chelsea team, it's really going to be super important for Abrantia, my friend Enzo Maresca, and in the Manti and Enzo Maresca, and I think that it's going to bring some meltdown in Chelsea fan base, because maybe a lot of people would disagree with him. A lot of people will not agree with Enzo Maresca. We're signing Semno kind. Enzo Maresca said on not this season, the target was not to be in the top 4. I said the target wasn't to be in the top 4. Chelsea for the target said they should play in the Champions League at least in the next 2 seasons. And this season he has been in the top 4 for a very long time. And he thinks that he is going to be able to play and push Chelsea to play in the top 4. I see, I didn't say our target was top 4. The club never said that. Our target in 2 years is to play the Champions League. He goes on to talk about the fact that now Chelsea officially are a new goalkeeper, which is new #1 goalkeeper. And as Maresca says, I said that Philippe's solution was to give Robert some time to recover mentally and physically, but the idea is not game by game change our keeper. Our keeper for the moment now is Philippe Jorgensen. So Chelsea now, Enzo Maresca confirming, so Chelsea #1 goalkeeper, a goalkeeper, a friend of Philippe Jorgensen. Obviously because of the erratic nature of Robert Sanchez, the fact that consistently Robert Sanchez have been making some mistakes over there, and it's affecting Abrantia, friend Enzo Maresca, and he has decided to drop him and then play Abrantia, your friend of Philippe Jorgensen over there. And so that's exactly what has happened with Philippe Jorgensen. That's exactly what has happened with Enzo Maresca. And Maresca has decided to Philippe Jorgensen, the #1 goalkeeper over there. Omo Bisano about who is he going to use as the striker now in the absence of Nicholas Jackson, or say Pedro, Noni, or even Tariq. They can try to be a solution for us. Jaden has different kind of skills. When you don't have a proper 9, you need to use different kind of 9, but you need to change the way you play. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll try to and finish the best way we can. But don't forget that the last 2 years, Chelsea have never been in the top 4, and we have spent this season in the top 4, and that's how we want to finish. And that's when he went on and said Chelsea captain, a friend of Reece James, that he is very fit and is going to go on and play in the subsequent games. Now, Reece is okay. He had some rest in the last days, but he is available. We are going to play him. He is not injured like Nicholas Jackson. We just decided to rest Reece James and not put too much pressure on him over there in terms of the on the ball and off the ball. Chelsea have actually been scouting Amogo for the past 2 years, and we are not the only club following. We're not the only club following his progress. Bayer Leverkusen had seen enough to be convinced. The Bundesliga club tried but failed in the summer. Now Chelsea are pushing to sign Christopher Amogo.